That drum beat was from the song Like Eating Glass, and it is the first track off of the album Silent Alarm by the band Bloc Party. This is a new series for this channel where I talk about influential drumming albums that are influential to me, but to other people. I've gotten a lot of requests for Matt Tong's drumming style, and this album, front to back, his drum parts are amazing. They're unique, they're special, and they are really fun to play. Now, Bloc Party's vision for the album Silent Alarm was to blend a bunch of different styles for people who like different genres of music. And in Matt's drumming, I can hear a lot of post-punk influences, as well as drum and bass and R&B, especially in this next one, Helicopter, which has a punky tempo, and yet there's a lot of funky ghost notes and offbeat crashes on this one. Another thing that Matt Tong likes to do to make the beat funky and unique is displace the backbeat. And in the song Positive Tension, not only does he do that, but he also plays a really cool over the bar line drum fill to open up the track on this one. The first Bloc Party song I was ever exposed to was the song Banquet, and it's got a disco 4-on-the-floor feel, but he's got a lot of really cool variations on the pattern. And in the chorus, my favorite part is how he keeps that kick drum going even through the unison drum break. On the track Blue Light, we have a very unique pattern happening. He's playing quarter notes on the rim click and kind of a heartbeat bass drum pattern, but once the beat ramps up a little bit, he plays rim clicks on the floor tom and has an unusual way of playing these accents on the cymbal and the floor tom for the turnaround. And it's just a really unusual beat, but it's super, super creative, and I love the way that it ties in with the rest of the music. On the song She's Hearing Voices, we just have a really funky and strongly mixed drum track on this one. Need I say more? But the one thing I will say about this one is how cool that bass drum syncopation is, and how it just kind of is this revolving door. It's just a really cool song. Go check it out, but here's the beat. On the song Pioneers, he's playing that tresillo rhythm all throughout the song, but my favorite part is during the chorus when he's playing it on the snare, da, 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 da. But on the turnaround, he gives it a quirkiness by adding this 16th note fill into a crash with the snare and the cymbal. And that's one thing that I will also mention, if you haven't already caught on yet, is he likes to crash on beat 4 with the snare and the cymbal, which is something they do in jazz and reggae music, but I have a hunch that he lifted that from Stuart Copeland directly. And in the song Price of Gas, what I love about this one is it's got a 4 on the floor kind of a feel with the kick drum, but he adds some extra eighth notes in there and it actually is playing a counter rhythm to the bass, and yet somehow locks in with that, creating a really tight rhythm section on this groove. And so here we are. This is perhaps the most creative and unique drum beat that Matt Tong plays. And what I love about it is it starts off sounding like it's going to be a ballad, and it practically is, but he comes in double time with this really funky beat, and it's going to sound a little bit like this. But perhaps my favorite drum track to play on this album is going to be the song Luno. I love how upbeat it is, and again, displaced backbeat every other measure. But what I love about it is when it starts to build, he opens the hi-hat while starting to do more pumping eighth notes on the kick drum. But then he plays quarter notes, giving it a more open feel since his hi-hat's open, and then he plays the hi-hat only on the kick drum notes, leaving the snare drum alone by itself, and then ends that rhythm with that crash on beat 4 with the snare. And there you have it, just a few examples of Matt Tong's playing on the album Silent Alarm. You'll have to go check out the whole album. It's one of the first drumming albums exposed to me when I first started playing, and I've always loved emulating the beats. It's one of my favorite albums to play front to back if I just want to play some really upbeat drumming. And something about Matt's style is he has a lot of highs and lows in his playing, because he likes to give himself a little bit of a break rather than going intense the whole time. He wants to, create those dynamics for himself as a player. And it makes his fun drum parts really, really exciting. So again, give this video a like and be sure to subscribe for more epic musical content. And as always, in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.